today we're going to talk about a different geometry topic. These are angles that are formed when we have two parallel lines, and these two little arrows over here indicate that the lines are parallel. So if the two lines are parallel and then you have another line that intersects them, and that intersecting line is called a transversal. So two parallel lines cut by a transversal or intersected by a transversal. When this happens, you've got four angles up here that are formed, and you have four angles down here that are formed. And there's some very interesting properties that happen when you have this situation. First of all, this is the upper left angle, and this is the upper left angle. So they are in the corresponding position, both upper left, both upper left. So 1 and 5 are called corresponding angles. Likewise, upper right and upper right, 2 and 6 are corresponding angles. Lower left, 3 and 7 are corresponding angles. Lower right and lower right, 4 and 8 are corresponding angles. 1 and 8 are not corresponding angles. That one's in the upper left, this one's in the lower right. 4 and 8 are corresponding. 1 and 5 are corresponding. So they have to be in the same relative position in the intersection to be called corresponding angles. All right, the other thing, another words that are used are interior and exterior. So the two parallel lines, between the parallel lines is your interior area. So this is interior, between the two parallel lines. Outside is exterior and outside is exterior. So you have four angles in the interior, and you have two angles in this exterior and two angles in this exterior. Okay, so they're going to be using the terms interior and exterior, so you need to know whether you're inside or whether you're outside. What they do on interior and exterior, they refer to them as alternate angles, alternate interior angles. So alternate meaning they're on opposite sides of the transversal. So if I'm talking about interior angles, 3 and 6 are both interior, but they're on opposite sides of the transversal. So those are called alternate, opposite sides, interior. So alternate interior. So 3 and 6 are alternate interior angles. The other pair of alternate interior angles are 4 and 5. They're interior and they're on opposite sides of the transversal. So alternate interior angles. Likewise, we have alternate exterior angles. So exterior angles are 1 and 2 and 7 and 8. And so if I want to pair them up, it's alternate exterior. So alternate meaning on opposite sides of the transversal. So 1 is on the left side of the transversal, 8 is on the right side. So 1 and 8 are alternate exterior. And 2 and 7 are alternate exterior. Okay, so we have alternate interiors, 4 and 5, 3 and 6. We have alternate exteriors, 2 and 7, 1 and 8. Now, what we know about these, as long as the two lines are parallel, now if the lines are not parallel, all this stuff goes out the windows. The names are still the same. We still have interior angles, we still have exterior angles. Some are alternate interior, some are alternate exterior. They're still in the corresponding positions. But if the two lines are parallel, we also know that all corresponding angles are equal. All alternate interior angles are equal, and all alternate exterior angles are equal. So let's go look at the corresponding one. If this angle right here is, I'm going to make this 40 degrees. I'm going to make some easy math here. This is 40 degrees, right? So if this one is 40 degrees, there's a line here. It's a straight line. So from here to here is 180 degrees. So angle 1 and angle 2 add up to 180 degrees. So if this one's 40, that means angle 1 is 140 degrees, right? Okay, because 40 and 140 are 180 degrees. Now, if you remember, one of the things on my board were called vertical angles, and vertical angles are formed where two lines intersect. And the interesting things about vertical angles are that vertical angles, the two opposite ones, 2 and 3, are the same size, and these two are the same size, right? Now, if we didn't even know that, though, that's okay, because this is also a straight line. So if this is 140 degrees, what is this one? Well, what's 180 minus 140? This one is also 40 degrees. So see how the two vertical angles are equal to each other? Okay. And if this one's 40 degrees and they're forming a straight line, what is this one going to be? It needs to be the 140. And see how the vertical angles are equal to each other? 140 and 140, 40 and 40. These two add up to 180. These two add up to 180. These two add up to 180. These two add up to 180 because they follow a straight line, right? They're the two angles formed by a straight line. So, now that we know these pieces, one of the things we said over here was that corresponding angles are equal. So if my upper left is 140 degrees, what is the upper left down here? They're equal, also 140 degrees. Okay? Is 2 40 degrees? Yes, so what is this one going to be? Also 40 degrees because they are corresponding angles. And lower right, 140 degrees. Lower left in this one, also 40 degrees. All the vertical angles are equal, right? Vertical angles are the ones opposite each other. Now let's go back and look at all the things we had. We said get my words bad again. Corresponding angles are equal. So this one equals that one. They're in the same upper left. Upper right, same size. Lower right, same size. Lower left are equal to each other. So all my corresponding angles are equal. The other one was that the alternate interior angles are equal. So alternate mean in between and they're on opposite sides. So is 140 equal to 140? They're alternate interiors. Yes, they are equal. Are these two alternate interiors equal? Yes, they are. Alternate exterior angles are also equal. So if this one's 140 degrees, what is its alternate exterior? 140. If this one is 40 degrees, the other alternate exterior is 40 degrees. They're on opposite sides of the transversal, but they're in the exterior. So that's the nice thing about this is once you know one angle, look at this. We have big angles, we have small angles. Are all the small angles, the acute angles, all 40 degrees? Are all the big obtuse angles all 140? Yes. So there's only two size angles in this whole picture. So once you know one, you can fill in everything else. And once you have the two angles, you fill in everything else really quickly because they're all the same. All right. So based on that, we're going to go answer the questions down here. Angle 1 and angle 5, we want to know what they're called. Are they corresponding, alternate interior, alternate exterior, or consecutive? And consecutive means that they're like supplemental. They share a common side. They add up to 180 degrees. So 1 and 5, let's go find 1 and 5. Here is 1 and here is 5. Are they both interior? No. Are they both exterior? No. So they're not the alternate interior, alternate exterior. Are they both upper left, upper left? Yes. So these are corresponding angles. So on this one, we're going to pick corresponding angles A. Okay. Now, if you think you have this, then go do a couple of questions and come back and check your answers. Angle 8 and 4. So let's find 8 and 4. Here's 4 and here's 8. Is that lower right and lower right? Yes. Are they corresponding? Yes, they are. Angle 2 and 7. Here is 2 and here is 7. Now, are they on opposite sides of the transversal? One's on the right, one's on the left. Are they both exterior and exterior? So alternate exterior angles. That's this one, C. This one is 3 and 6. Here is 3 and there is 6. They're both interior. They're both between here. And are they on opposite sides of the transversal? Yes, so those are alternate interior angles. Number 5 is 6 and 4. So here is 6 and here is 4. Are they both interior angles? Yes. But they're not alternate. They're not corresponding. They're not consecutive. I'm not sure what they mean by consecutive because to me those are not consecutive angles. So I'm going to say, just because there's no other option, they are definitely not corresponding. This is lower right and this is lower right. This would be, they're not corresponding because that would be 4 and 8. We don't have 4 and 8. This is 6 and 4. 6 and 4. We have two interior angles on the same side. So they are not any of these other ones. So I'm going to do the consecutive just because I think that's what they're calling that. Although I don't agree with the word consecutive. I think there's a better word for that. But anyway, I'm going to go with the worksheet on it. 2 and 6. 2 and 6. Here's 2 and here is 6 right there. So are they upper right and upper right? They are. So are those corresponding? Yes. Here's my corresponding. 4 and 5. Here is 4. Here is 5. Are they both interior angles? Yes. Are they on opposite sides of the transversal? Yes. So those are alternate interior angles. 1 and 8. There is 1 and here is 8. They are both exterior angles and are they on the opposite sides of the transversal? Yes. So these are alternate exterior angles. And then they do 3 and 5. Here is 3. There is 5. Again, these are both interior on the same side. So they're calling those consecutive, and I'm not sure why they're using the word consecutive. I'm going to have to check on that. But anyway, 4 and 8. Here is 4 and there is 8. Are they both lower right, lower right? Yes, so those are corresponding angles. Okay, so now they're going to give us a bit of information. We're going to find x, and so I'm looking for the measure of this angle. Okay, so if this one is 68 degrees and these two lines are parallel, then that means corresponding angles are equal. So if this one's 68 degrees, is this one also 68 degrees? Yes, it is. Okay. Do these two angles add up to 180 degrees? Yes. So can I just take 180 minus 68 to find that one? Yes. I'm going to borrow, and that's going to be a 7. So 8 from 10 is 2, 6 from 7 is 1, and 1, so 112 degrees. So x is 112 degrees. They didn't ask me to do the rest of this, but if this is 68, well, this one will also be 68. Yes. If that one's 112, well, this one will also be 112. Yes, if that one's 112, this one's 112. Yep. If this is 68, this one's 68. If that one's 112, this is 112. See how all the angles are filled in with either 68 or 112? All the big angles are the same. All the small angles are the same. Okay. This one is 111 degrees, and this one's X. Are these in corresponding positions? Lower right, lower right? Yes, so if this one's 111, this one is also 111 degrees. Big angle, big angle. And the two lines are parallel. Remember, they have to be parallel for all these equal things to work. If they're not parallel, then they're still corresponding angles, but they're not equal to each other. But they're parallel, so they are equal to each other. So this is 111 degrees. There we go. Now, just for the fun of it, could we find this one over here? These two add up to 180 degrees, right? So 180 minus 1, 1. I'm going to borrow. That's going to be a 7. This is going to be a 10. So 1 from 10 is 9. 1 from 7 is 6. And I still have a 1. So 169 degrees. Oh, wait. I think. Oh, I was subtracting. Did I subtract? I did not subtract. 1 from 10 is 9. 1 from 7. No, that was 6. 169 degrees. What was I doing? Oh, it's 111. It's like, where am I missing something? Oh, yeah. I got another 1. So 1 from 7 is 6. And there's nothing there. So this is 69 degrees. I kept thinking, man, that's too big of an angle. It can't be that. So these two add up to 180 degrees. If this is 69, that one's 69. If this one's 111, that one's 111. Vertical angles are equal. So if this is 111, its vertical angle is equal. And if you can either do same thing here. Corresponding angles, upper right, lower left, lower left. Vertical angles equal, vertical angles equal. Vertical equal, vertical angles equal. So all the big angles are 111, all the small angles are 69 degrees. Okay, so that is it on that one. I will do a separate video for the other side.